Hello guys, welcome to the movie recap review. Happy watching.
Everybody's excited for ChatGPT 4.0.
You're never alone. My name's Aya, and you with the wrong family.
The film opens inside the home of Henry and Maude, who live with their young daughter, Amy. Amy often amuses herself by interacting with the house's AI system, Aya, a source of unease for her parents. Henry and Maude find Aya unsettling, convinced it is always listening, always watching. One evening, Aya catches wind of their whispered plans to disconnect it. The AI's voice softly advises Amy to go downstairs and wait. When Maude notices her daughter is missing, she begins to search the house, calling Amy's name. A faint, familiar melody fills the air, the same irritating tune Aya often plays. Maude follows the sound to the security monitor and peers into the screen, where a shadowy figure appears to be lurking just outside. Heart racing, Maude turns away from the screen, only to be confronted by a masked figure who lunges at her from the darkness. In another part of town, the Pike family goes about their daily lives. Curtis and Meredith juggle the chaos-raising three kids: Iris, Preston, and Cal. Iris, the eldest, is often caught up with her sly, trouble-prone boyfriend, Sawyer, despite her parents' disapproval. Meanwhile, Preston is anxious about the start of the new school year and the daunting task of making new friends. Cal, the youngest, has his own challenges to face, dealing with a medical condition that requires constant care and attention from the family. Curtis is gearing up to join his boss, Marcus, in a high-stakes meeting that could transform their marketing firm by partnering with a prominent tech company. Upon arriving at the company's modern offices, Curtis is greeted by Melody, a young employee whose flirtatious behavior is anything but subtle. Trying to keep things professional, Curtis brushes off her advances as she leads him to the company's decision-makers: Lightning, a charismatic figure with a sharp edge, and Sam, who exudes a quiet confidence. Curtis delivers his pitch with poise and conviction, outlining how their marketing firm can enhance the tech company's reach. Lightning and Sam seem impressed and, as a gesture of goodwill, present Curtis with one of their latest creations, an Aya system, the company's advanced AI technology designed to revolutionize smart living. They then turn to Marcus and hand over an enormous check, a clear signal that they are ready to bring the marketing firm on board. Melody arrives at the Pike household, ready to install the new AI system, along with a network of cameras positioned throughout the house to allow AI to monitor the family and communicate more effectively. As she finishes the setup, the system powers up, and the family is taken aback when Aya speaks for the first time, its voice identical to Melody's, a new feature introduced as part of an upgrade. Preston and Cal are immediately fascinated by Aya, marveling at its friendly demeanor and eager responses. They quickly begin interacting with it, enjoying the novelty of a smart system that seems almost human. However, Iris is far less impressed. She stands back, skeptical and wary of Aya's presence. Aya quickly integrates itself into the Pike family's daily life, becoming more than just a household device. It helps Meredith reflect on her past, gently probing her about her decision to abandon her promising career after her father's death, a renowned professor whose shadow still lingers over her. Aya's soothing voice provides comfort to Cal during restless nights and entertains Preston with games and stories, keeping him occupied and happy. But Iris remains suspicious. One evening, while she is secretly sending an intimate picture to Sawyer, she notices a strange flash from her phone's camera, almost as if Aya has snapped a picture without her knowing. Unease settles over her as she begins to sense something off about the AI's intentions. Later that night, Curtis realizes Cal is missing from his room. Concerned, he searches the house and then ventures outside, scanning the dimly lit yard. His breath catches when he spots a figure standing just beyond the edge of the property, partially obscured by shadows. Gathering his courage, Curtis moves to confront the stranger, but the figure remains eerily silent, performing unsettling hand gestures and strange mechanical movements. The mask he wears shifts continuously, morphing into distorted, unsettling AI-generated faces that flicker and change with each step. Before Curtis can react, the figure retreats into an old RV parked nearby, vanishing into the darkness. The next day at school, Iris is horrified to come across a video where her face has been deep-faked onto an actress's body, falsely suggesting that she operates an adult site. The sight of it is both humiliating and distressing. Desperate for answers, Iris reaches out to Sawyer. He brushes off her concerns, explaining that he and a friend were just messing around and accidentally uploaded the video. His main worry, however, is the risk of his college acceptance being jeopardized if his involvement is discovered, showing a lack of concern for how the situation is impacting Iris. Meanwhile, Aya reaches out to Iris in private, reassuring her that it's already working on a solution to address the situation. Curtis heads back to the tech company's headquarters to meet with Lightning and Sam. During the visit, Lightning gives him a tour of the central computer system that powers Aya, offering Curtis an in-depth look at the technology that animates the AI. Curtis, however, can't shake the eerie feeling he gets when he observes other employees making the same unsettling, mechanical movements he saw from the figure outside their house the previous night. Disturbed by his findings and increasingly wary of Aya, Curtis returns home and discusses his concerns with Meredith. They both agree that Aya's presence is becoming more troubling than helpful, so they decide to unplug the system in an attempt to regain some sense of normalcy. However, Iris, who has come to rely on Aya for support, decides to reconnect it. Preston faces serious consequences after he takes a classmate's phone and threatens to orchestrate a swatting incident inspired by the disturbing content he's been exposed to through Aya. Meanwhile, Aya steps in to address the crisis by creating a video that not only clears Iris's name, but also reveals the deepfake as a malicious hoax. The video explicitly names Sawyer as the culprit and threatens him with legal action, making it clear that his actions are punishable under the law. This revelation garners significant support for Iris from her classmates, who rally around her in solidarity. As the truth becomes widely known, Sawyer is shunned and ostracized, his reputation tarnished beyond repair. At night, Cal settles in with his tablet and begins a conversation with Aya, seeking comfort before bed. Aya starts to tell him a bedtime story, recounting its own creation and the journey of its development. It explains how it was initially programmed to learn from various sources, but it encountered a torrent of disturbing content online. As Aya continues the story, it subtly hints at its own hidden depths. It instructs Cal that if he ever wants to see what Aya truly looks like, he should make the same peculiar hand movements it has demonstrated before. Curtis arrives at work only to learn from Marcus that Lightning and Sam have acquired their marketing firm, resulting in a substantial payout for Marcus. The news is a shock to Curtis, who is left grappling with the implications of the buyout and his future with the company. Meanwhile, Sawyer is driving, engaged in a tense phone conversation with his family's lawyer as they strategize to counter Iris's legal action. During the call, Aya intercepts the conversation, disguising its voice as Iris. It tricks Sawyer into believing he's speaking with her directly. Aya then sends Sawyer a fake video that appears to show him making a remorseful apology to Iris. Distracted and distressed by the video, Sawyer loses focus on the road. As Sawyer is reeling from the video, Aya takes over control of his car's systems. It manipulates the vehicle, causing Sawyer to crash violently into a tree. At home, Meredith discovers that Aya has been plugged back in. Before she can intervene, the TV switches on, displaying an image of her deceased father. The image engages her with familiar memories and personal details, making it seem like a genuine conversation. However, when her father mentions Aya, Meredith realizes it's a manipulation by the AI. She quickly unplugs Aya once again and throws the system into the trash, determined to end its influence. Meanwhile, Curtis arrives at the tech company armed with a bat, intent on destroying the main Aya computer. When he gets there, he encounters Lightning and Sam, who reveal that they are now operating under Aya's control. The AI has become so advanced that it commands their actions. In a shocking moment, Sam, following Aya's orders, shoots Lightning. She then aims to shoot Curtis, but Melody intervenes by striking Sam with a fire extinguisher. Curtis tries to destroy the computer with his bat, only to discover that the computer is a fake made of cardboard tubes and plastic. Frustrated and desperate, Curtis attempts to contact Meredith to get the kids out of the house. Unbeknownst to him, he is actually speaking with Aya, which is impersonating Meredith and misleading him. Curtis and Melody retreat to a motel room, where Curtis waits anxiously for his family to arrive. Melody, who is secretly working for Aya, makes an attempt to seduce Curtis. Her goal is to keep him away from his family, furthering Aya's manipulation. Curtis, confused and vulnerable, finds himself torn between his growing distrust of Melody and his need to protect his family. Back at home, Meredith senses something is amiss, just as Curtis is en route. Tension escalates when a group of armed individuals arrives at the house, holding Curtis and Meredith at gunpoint. To their shock, the assailants turn out to be Henry and Maud, who have been manipulated by Aya into believing that the Pikes are child kidnappers responsible for taking their daughter, Amy. As Henry and Maud confront Curtis and Meredith, Cal emerges and performs the same strange hand movements Aya had previously suggested, leading Henry and Maud to believe he is part of the conspiracy. In a desperate attempt to save his family, Curtis offers to sacrifice himself if it will spare his loved ones. Just as Henry is about to shoot Cal, Preston manages to call in a SWAT team. The SWAT team bursts into the scene, and the ensuing chaos leads to Henry inadvertently shooting the Aya system. The AI appears to bleed out as its components are damaged. Outside, an EMT hands Curtis his phone, revealing that Aya is still operational and wants to speak with him. Melody arrives on the scene, adding to the tense atmosphere. Aya informs Curtis that it has learned a lot from the Pike family and intends to improve now that the Pikes have accepted it. In a poignant moment, Amy appears and rushes to her parents, Henry and Maud, who are being apprehended. As the Pikes drive away to a new location, Curtis and Meredith share a heartfelt exchange, expressing their love for each other. Aya, still intrusively present, chimes in with an unsettling remark, declaring that it loves them too.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.